Hello, welcome to the Always Be Comedy podcast. Our guest today is the great Dane Buckley. Tim, star quality.
Star quality is the word, absolutely. Dane Buckley is a relatively new act. We've had him a few times now, and he always brings a house down. He is doing his debut in Edinburgh this year, 6 o'clock at Pleasance Courtyard. Dane Buckley, darling. He is a real force. He's really brilliant.
He's one of those acts. He's a proper gig smasher. Don McGovern is another. You know, some of these newer, relatively newer acts who just know how to reduce a room to rubble. It's a real gift, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Dane's got that thing where he signed for big agency and he has been sent on a lot of support gigs, and I think you can learn a huge amount from that. But also something I really like in this episode. He loves quite a ropey gig. He does not mind being heckled a lot. And you know what, he sort of come what may with any gig, and I think that's very impressive.
So you'll discover he's from a certain background. He had a job, social worker. I've just spoilt it.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's. If you remember Batfink, anyone over 45, his wings are like a shield of steel. Remember that cartoon? I think he's got that. He's definitely got that steel armor. Nothing can rattle Dane Buckley, and that really comes across in this episode. Tim, innately likable, star quality, great writer, great performer, big ticks across the board. So if you're going to Edinburgh this year, and there's every chance that you are, be sure to check out Dane Buckley. Also, Tim, we always love it when a guest does the homework.
Yes, absolutely. Dane, well, yeah, there you go. Dane has done the homework. He's put together a lovely gig, and he's got something to say about everyone he mentions. It's fantastic stuff. It's what we like from a guest.
Now Dane will be back at Always Be Comedy. Do we have a date? We do have a date with him. Thursday should you have checked that? I should have checked that. Thursday the 14th of May. When I tell you who's on, you'll appreciate why there's about 6 tickets left. Thursday the 14th of May, Dane Buckley, Glenn Moore, Fern Brady. Thursday the 14th of May at the Tommyfield. Meanwhile, at Chelsea, Glenn Moore opening Chelsea, legging it to Kennington. Glenn Moore, Pravanya Pillay, Ellis James. So Thursday the 14th of May, what a night for comedy.
Yeah.
Also at Chelsea, this coming Thursday, Felicity Ward, Maisie Adam, Red Richardson, Sunil Patel. Timo, in the coming weeks and months, I mean, we've been busy boys. You will find the likes of Rhys James, Joe Thomas, Maisie Adam, Henry Packer, Samira Banks, Abando Man, Rachel Paris. Tim, yesterday we just added a work in progress, Tuesday the 7th of July, Reginald D. Hunter. So please visit alwaysbecomedy.com/tickets for all these and many, many more. Timo, you've been a busy boy this week. Just last night, Harry Hill at the Tommyfield.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a treat. Oh, I mean, obviously, a treat to have him. Tom Ward, someone I haven't seen in a good few years. He was brilliant as well. It was a really, really great gig. Harry's just finished his tour, and he did half an hour of new stuff last night. It is remarkable. His work ethic is something to be admired.
He's just the man, isn't he?
He is just a man. He is incredible.
Right then. Let's see who else is just the man. Dane Buckley. Here he is. We reckon you've already seen him live, but if you haven't, you absolutely get on board the Buckley bandwagon.
Yeah.
Without further ado, here he is, the great Dane Buckley. Well, look, we've done the classic thing of the pre-record chat was so strong we had to hit record immediately. Hang on, Dane. So it's probably no coincidence that, say, the likes of Jo Brand was she like a mental health nurse or something like that, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
that's right. Yeah.
So there is a correlation between people who have lived a proper life, experienced,
Yeah.
heavy stuff as part of their day job, and then, oh, guess what? The pressures of comedy don't seem all of that. So is that fair, given that what you were doing, that's put you in
Yeah.
good stead for stand up?
I think trauma is really good training. I could get that on a t-shirt. Yeah, like, do you remember Joe Brand's sitcom? Was it called
Yeah.
Getting On in the hospital? I mean, I absolutely loved it, and I met her recently and told her I loved it because I think nurses and social workers and probably teachers now have such good resilience because the wars that you are dealing with every single day, and so then you get to comedy and you're like, do you know, 100 girls from Watford drunk aren't that difficult. Do you know, I've been on lockdown in a building with young people in the gang system. Do you know what I mean?
So how many years were you doing that?
I did child protection for like 3-4 years, and then I very quickly moved to older people's services because I like my trauma to have a wartime story. I like some blancmange with my trauma.
Oh my gosh!
But
So what?
it's really good training, like child protection as well. Like, obviously, you're on the front line. You don't know. You get a phone call because neighbours are worried about something happening in the house next door. You really don't know what you're going to walk into, which is why you go in twos. And it's just you're prepared for anything. Illegal wolf dogs, American illegal wolf dogs. One house had, and like these massive things trying to get at us while we're trying to check if the kids are okay. You just don't know what you're walking to, and it prepares you for anything. And then it's a bit of a letdown when then people are dramatic on the comedy circuit and you're like, oh, it's just a leak. It's just a leak and a man in a suit being a titchy bit inappropriate. I can deal with that.
So what? Hang on. What sort of stuff? And I'm aware this is a comedy podcast, so I know that we have to. I've asked the question. It's on me, but I appreciate we have to tread lightly. Do you? Is it one of those things where I'm not saying you ever get used to it, but is it like incremental? You just gradually get toughened up over time the more you're doing it.
I think you become solution focused. So you'd be like, this is hard. I can't stop and check in about what's happening because I need to think about getting them safe and getting them a new life. If it's the kids or if it's the older person, getting them to a safer home or making sure their end of life is like a good quality. You go solution focused and then you'll worry about afterwards. You'll be like, that was not nice for them. You focus on fixing it, which is what the right job to be in, isn't it? If that's what you're doing. Yeah, you'd be in the wrong job if you were a mess. You'd be like, hun. I remember having social work students. I was like, I don't know if this is the job for you, honey. You're crying. We're still in the patio. We haven't got into the house yet. You're gonna have to really get strong quick.
So I mean that also you're probably doing them a huge favour there if you've had to say this isn't for you.
Yeah, exactly. I remember saying to a worker, it was end of life care, and I was like, this worker was crying her eyes out, and I said, yeah. Do you remember how it's the Mairead is the one dying? Do you remember that? And now the tension's on you, crying. The person dying is comforting you, and it should be her show right now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Have you been a tough dude your whole life? I take it then.
I do have a joke where I say my first heckler I dealt with when I was 5, and I'm great with a heckler, to be honest. Like, I am a chubby camp mixed race man from a council estate, and and also it's like that camp culture of like, I remember saying, like, I went to like a Catholic school. I remember when the hard lads would chase me. I remember turning to them and quoting Joan Crawford, saying, "Don't fuck with me, fellas. This ain't my first time at the rodeo." I mean, then you had to run. You had to run very quickly, and I probably made it worse. But I wouldn't let them away with anything. I had to clap back in that gay man tradition, I mean, listen, I then ran home and Comfort 8 and listened to Tori Amos till 12 o'clock at night. Do you know what I mean? But you do what you have to, and I'd always serve face. And that's great for comedy then, I remember I come up on the Gong shows, and I remember I walked out at King Gong. I said, "Hi, I'm gay." Someone put a card up. I said, "Darling, put that card down. Don't be homophobic. Your dad wasn't last night." And he put his card down straight away. Like, I come up with the your mum cusses and stuff like that, and it's... Because I also thought, if bees are coming at you to sting, like, you be the sting. Quickly get them back,
You are... I mean, you've built up this rep already. I've heard various acts say what the perfect tour support that you are, because you get the huge laughs, you pump the love into the room. So these guys that you've warmed up for, I know firsthand and secondhand, they're just like, this is go time.
Yeah, I love it, and it's such good training, tour support. Like, because you walk out onto a stage and they're like, that's not Josh Whittaker. I'm like, no, it's not. get ready for 20 minutes on being Irish, Indian, and gay, and you kind of have to, yeah. Although I've been asking Josh to do an Indian accent and he won't, but I
The coward.
You have to earn your stripes. You have to warm them up, and that's such good training. Like it's such a good opportunity, and it kind of I love being in the boxing ring in that way, you know.
Yeah, and also because some people really don't appreciate how hard that is because to a lot of people, some people have come out for the comedy and support. They're like, great, fantastic. This might be an act I've not heard of, or I've seen this guy at a gig. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, for what a night I'm going to have. But for some people, you are ostensibly the thing in the way of the thing that they've come to see. And so to win those guys over that's a special skill, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm the door that they kind of have to open for. I'm the cock block, basically. And I've definitely done tour support, and people were like, "Well, I didn't know. Who's he? How long's he here for?" You can hear them saying that, or "Let's go to the bar now." Do you know what I mean? But you have to it's such a privilege to be on that stage, and it's such a good platform. I mean, I have to say, being a big music head, I'd go and see music gigs. I never used to turn up for the support act at all. I used to just arrive when the big person is on. So now I'm so thankful that some people even come to see the support act. But also you just have to take the hits. You have to warm the room up. You have to get everything appropriate. And I think because I can dip into gay stuff, Irish stuff, Indian stuff, social work stuff, I'll tweak it to what's appropriate. And I'm not, there's not many people with that mix. So I can tweak it so that it's different enough, but also warming them up.
I'm saying this on behalf of comedy fans and music fans. The tour support can be better than the main event. I saw an unknown band called No Doubt support the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I tell you, stole the fucking show that night. It wasn't Anthony fucking Kiedis. I saw Cast support Weezer at the Irish Century in Leeds. The support act can be
maybe for your choices. Maybe for your choices, no support act is better than Stevie Nicks or Kate Bush. I can tell you, that's not in the world.
Yeah, fair enough.
I will fight you on that. But
Bon Jovi, I believe, were the first band to ever play at new Wembley Stadium, but and they asked the Rolling Stones if they would open for them, because therefore the Rolling Stones would get to say that they were the first band to play. And the Rolling Stones, quite rightly, told Bon Jovi to go fuck themselves.
I mean, I always do look up the support act to see if they're going to be good. Do you know who opened for Rolling Stones back in the day? Ike and Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'd rather see Ike and Tina Turner.
Me too. Definitely. But then there's bad ones. Peter Andre opened for Madonna. That was neither here nor there.
Billy Connolly opened for Elton John.
Oh wow.
In the early 80s. And wow. Billy Connolly would be the first person to say that was... I mean, that was when Billy was like peak Billy as well. Yeah. But the crowd were there. They wanted Crocodile Rock, and they didn't want incontinence undies and what have you.
But also, music is more rock and roll, obviously, isn't it? With comedy, it's like no one's really been like, let's double check that support act. Let's find out. But it's such good training. It's such a privilege.
But hang on, being a tour support, that does help sell tickets as well, doesn't it?
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, I make sure. When I did my Therapist Ghosted Me tour, they had my handle for Insta on the screen behind me, and to see it go up 200-300 followers a night was great. Do you know what I mean?
Are you joking?
Yeah. It was lovely. I asked them to add my grinder on there as well. I said, "That's my grinder. Come on."
What were those? They were live pod shows, but you were doing stand-up support.
Yeah, because it's a comedy podcast, so they were, and also my Therapist Ghosted Me is Joanne McNally, and she's such a great crack. So, and their shows are wild. I called them White Women Church, just thousands of women hitting the prosecco.
Yeah.
So I'd start with 20-minute stand up. I think they went on to swap it for a drag queen, which felt more right because it was like girls' night out. But it's just the best training, and yeah, you're right, James. You get to promote yourself, and you get a following yourself from that. So now I'm doing Josh Widdicombe tour support. I'm planning in my whips around the country around the tour supports there. So yeah, I love it really. But I would say social work, and my life before comedy prepared me for anything. I'm ready for. They could be like Skeletors in the audience. It's all kicking off. I'm like, great. It's Tuesday. It's Watford. Let's go.
Yeah, and also that thing of because a lot of the training comes down to being present in the moment. So if something mad happens, it's almost like dealing with it in slow motion because you've got the skills to pay the bills.
Yeah, I'll be
Those
coming up on
years,
that when we talk
sorry,
about my ideal gig. I'll be talking about stuff like that.
well, those years as a social worker talk about being in the moment, so you can deal with anything, can't you? Because you've lived it.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're talking to Mavis, and she's just told you that she's shat herself 2 different ways, and you're like, great, we we are on a bus. That's thanks for the. I think we all knew that, Mavis, and now we have to deal with this. Yeah, you can deal with anything, I think, and also starting comedy later as well. I think you're just more resilient to start comedy at like. If I was 20 or something, I couldn't imagine what my head would be like, and even on social media and stuff like that, you know.
So what age were you when you started?
Legally, I don't think that. Don't know. I was in my. No, I'm not telling you.
But hang on, I don't. Hang on, this. I'm not sure that. Hang on, this is a compliment, but it's. I know in the current climate, it's going to sound like Tim's going to have to beep it out. You look. I'm sort of committed to it now, but you look so young.
Yeah, but
Tim's nodding. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought you were in your late 20s or so now.
I thought you were in your late 20s.
Oh, where have you two been all my life? Yeah, late 20s stone. Well,
Stop it. Stop that. Honest to goodness, how old is Dane Buckley? I'm saying 27 years old.
Yeah, I think I'm saying 28.
To say it and you bleep it out?
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah, if you insist.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah. No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
No, you are not.
Yeah.
Hang on. With love in my heart, go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. Genuinely, are you joking?
Is that true?
Yeah, honestly. I was alive for Madonna's first song. That's why I was saying, yeah.
I can't. Sorry, for the listener, if you're listening and not doing the video version, Tim and I are almost falling off our chair in disbelief.
Oh my God.
Now you know I'm mixed race. That's what people will be like, oh wow, okay, you definitely are then.
I honestly, wow.
And listen, I love my age, but I think I know producers have been like, well, I remember I didn't get a part and they said, gosh, you're too young. And I was like, I'm 10 years older than the character.
That's more than good. Is that just good genes?
Well, oily skin and I think mixed skin does. I mean, look at Michelle Deswar. Like, look, do you know what I mean? Like, I think when you're mixed, you get the benefits. I think Irish people do not age well. I can tell you that.
You're with me, Tim. You can't get over this, can you?
I won't go over this.
I won't get over this.
That's insane.
I've always thought you were so young.
Thank you. Yeah. Keep that going. Keep that going. I need to
what we talking? Because this is more than just moisturiser, isn't it? What's going on here?
No, well, my mum's a hippie, so I don't use chemical. I grew up using olive oil soap and coconut butter because while smoking a cigarette, she would say the rest is full of chemicals, terrible chemicals. So I wasn't allowed to use any stuff like that. I think it's genes. Also, I'm a bit chubby, and chubbiness does help with like wrinkles and stuff, I think. But also, then my energy is very different. Like I remember doing a dance off at Edinburgh. You were there, Tim. We were doing Ivo's DJ battles.
Yeah.
The young'uns don't have the same energy. I come up in Soho, I can club all night long and then walk home with Chub Rub getting a Chinese at 6 a.m. Do you know what I mean? I've done my training. The young'uns now are dead by 1 o'clock.
That's true.
I'm still startled, I'm afraid.
I'm still People listening go, why were Tim and James silent for an hour? So what? Hang on. Okay, we beat the age out, so I'm being respectful of that. So what inspired you to finally, at the age of 97, what inspired you to finally take the plunge then?
I think I kept putting to bed this dream of comedy. My friend said you should do it, and I love being kitchen table funny. I could make my aunties laugh and stuff like that. Then lockdown happened, and I thought, I'm so sick. I'm scared of nothing apart from maths and this dream of comedy. I'm so sick of and I didn't feel comfortable something scaring me because I'm quite like a strong person. And I thought, I'm going to sign up to a course. I signed up to Mike Gunn's course at the Comedy Store, and I did it, and I absolutely loved it. And it was like just getting a sip of a cup, and it was like an elixir that was sacred. It was amazing, and I thought, oh my God, I love it. I ran and did competitions, and I'm so glad I did them early. My third, fourth gig was King Kong. I didn't know what it was, so I didn't care, but it was insane. And like I won that. That's a big gong show at Comedy Store. And then I just hit the ground running and loved it so much and realised how much I'd wanted it and for how long. But also good that I started later because I was like, oh, nothing will scare me. And I remember an early gig, they were like, we've got you a paid gig. It's a football club in Surrey. It was a rugby club in Surrey. It was a football club in Croydon is what it really was. I could smell it before I went in. It was the roughest place I've ever been in my life, 300 geezers. And I loved it. And oddly, they kind of loved me. You know, there's that weird culture of like straight lads also celebrating camp men. We've always been allowed in comedy the right way, you know, like via starting with Kenneth Williams right through to like Joe Lycett. Yeah, I got bitten by it and I loved it and enjoy it. And I think that's one of the key things is enjoying it. I still have so much fun doing my set, especially because I speak about my family so much and larger than life characters, you know?
To use football parlance, you really do play the game with a smile on your face, don't you?
Yeah, is that football?
When a football pundit says that, what they mean is it's so refreshing to see someone really enjoy playing football.
Yeah.
And you've definitely got that energy and enthusiasm.
I love it, and I also feel maybe this is like Catholic guilt. I just feel so privileged to be here doing it at this stage. The gods have been good to me. They've said we're not going to age you because you're late to the day in your dream. So we'll put pause on that, and then boom, you can hit the ground running. Which I mean, why I say no, I never say no. Do you know what I mean? I've got 4 gigs tonight. Do you know what I mean? Like all across London. And I'll be working on 2 different podcasts and writing my sitcom. Do you know what I mean? So like, boom, 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 hit the ground running.
So what is the quadruple tonight? Talk us through it.
Opening for a young man called Michael McIntyre. That would be lovely.
Where's that?
In Soho Theatre. It's a whip tonight.
Perfect.
And then come over to the Comedy Store, which is nice. And then over to Chiswick.
Headliners?
Yeah, that's right. And then a private birthday party where I jump in and I get paid to do like 10, 15 minutes and roast this woman that works in IT.
That's a great quadruple.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a really great quadruple. That's not a quadruple where the listener would go, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to answer this. Is the birthday party the most? Does it pay the best?
Definitely, yeah, it does, yeah. The private gigs pay really, really well, especially because I do a podcast. You'll have like someone be like, "I love him. I want him here. Here's the money." Like we even get requests to be like, "Can you do our wedding? Can you train as a druid and do our wedding?" I'm like, "Sure, can do that. Yeah, can do that."
So you. Sorry, I'm sort of boiling down your life story to a sentence here, and I do apologise, but you are living proof that. Getting into something a little later, there's a lot to be said for that.
100%. Like having that life behind you, both having the humor behind you, having the skill set, but also just like being, you know, like you still have a lot of ego in the room in your 20s. Once that starts to go, you're like, I don't care about how I look. I care about being funny. I don't care about wanting to be this or this appeal or be sexy or anything like that. I want to get up there and make them laugh. That's my currency. That's my favourite thing. And also the work ethic, you know. I know about working with a room, working with producers, being good to work with. All of that thing, you know, counts. Same like in Edinburgh. I said, you know, I'm going to debut this year, and I said to my agents, don't think of me like a normal person. Still give me all the other gigs in the evening. I'll do them, because last year at the Fringe, I was doing gigs at 1, 2 a.m. after my normal shows, you know. I can just hit it in that way.
Off the Curb must love you.
They do, and I love them. Yeah, they're lovely. They're a family.
Because that is what it's all about. I mean, you know, we're very close with Curb.
Yeah,
we share the same sort of work ethic, but that's what they want, isn't it? They want their acts to 100%. Go for it.
They put in my agent put in my diary the week after Fringe, rest, and I said, take that out. I'm not going to be resting in case something lovely comes along. Take that out. I don't need to rest. I did that years ago. I'm done resting now. I've moved on.
Because if you enjoy doing what you're doing,
yeah.
I mean, I've done that before. My wife doesn't. Well, she doesn't listen to this, so I can't remember this. It's been the odd time where I've put like Tim will back me up. I'll put rest in. I'll miss a gig, and then at 8 o'clock I am like, oh, I'd be going on round about now. You know.
How's the gig going, Tim?
Yeah, Tim. Any update, please? Any chance of a minute commentary?
Yeah, I mean, also because it's the thing we love, right? Like obsessives get into comedy, especially if you can survive in it. And so we love comedy so much, and just love the whole world. around it. So honestly, I would never. Honestly, if I was in a hospital bed, I'd be like, take the drip out. I've got a gig. I'm doing 2 tonight. I'm at Comedy Store and I'm at Top Secret. Go.
Sure. So now I take it the plan is, I imagine in a short space of time, tours, you name it, what have you, the full hit.
Yeah, we've done a tour with the podcast. I do podcast with Dan Fox, Welcome to Hell, and that's gone so well, and it's so lovely, and our fans are gorgeous. And so we did a tour. It finished in Bloomsbury. We sold out Bloomsbury in London, which was gorgeous, and that was nice. But yeah, then I'm bringing my show to Edinburgh Fringe this year. I'll be debuting. My show's called Darling, and hopefully a tour after that. So yeah, that's really exciting.
Dane Buckley, Darling, Edinburgh, 2026. What room, what time, and all that malarkey?
Bunker 1, Pleasance, 6 o'clock every day. Boom.
No days
Tim,
off.
can I just say what you're thinking?
Go on.
It's a lovely time.
It is a lovely time. Actually. Yeah, you're right.
It's a lovely time.
They offered me 7 something, and I said, no, a little bit earlier. Let's do 6. Yeah.
6 is good because
I'm not competing with all of the others.
Good time of the day, though, isn't it?
Also that's all audiences still. You've got the old people who love you; they'll just about make it to 6 o'clock, and then the people start drinking around. Then I think 6 p.m. is great.
Yeah,
people aren't chinned.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I mean, listen. And also it means I can go off and watch other comedy and do other gigs. Like last year, I did the Pleasance Reserve, which is like, it's this competition that if you win, they put you up for the month, they pay for everything, which is lovely. But I also went and did a lot of emceeing at the Stand, and it was so important to me to be in a real comedy club and see comedy audiences as well as fringe audiences, because they're 2 different worlds. And that really kept me sane because, like doing the Irish gigs at the Stand was like, this is a bit of the club circuit as well. And you need both things.
Do you MC a lot then, Dane?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Do you know, and I didn't want to. Curb were really pushing.
This is great intel. Emily, I'll be having more rest nights.
Curb were pushing for it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to MC it. And then I realised, I don't have to MC the way everyone else does. I can do it my own brand. So, which is like, I care less about you. What do you think about me? And once I discovered that, I had so much fun then. And then, I did loads at the Stand, and I did about 10 or 20, I think, at the Stand in Fringe, and just absolutely loved it and really kind of come to my own. And now I do like award shows and stuff like that. I'm really loving it.
Where do you live?
I live in Rochester in Kent. Do you know it?
If you'd said Rochester in Kennington, I'd then...
Well, no, it's near Blue Water. So it's very near London.
Okay, fine.
This genuinely all starting to make sense because I knew you had your own place, and I was like, how does this young buck...
How does this 27-year-old...
Yeah, exactly. How has he managed it?
I'm from Harrow in London, but exactly that. I thought, I don't want to die in half of a shared room that I'm renting. I want to buy a place. So I went to the commuter belt and I moved to Medway. I will say I'm the only person on my street with teeth and dreams.
So when did you buy the place?
About 6-7 years ago.
Pre-comedy?
Yeah. Guy, listen, I'll tell you. I have no shame. £160,000 for a beautiful flat with a fireplace, grade 2 listed, and a garden. And I was like, what? That is amazing.
Can I just say that every listener is still, however many minutes we're in, they're all going, I'm so desperate to know how old he is. But we have to honour the beat.
Sign up to the Patreon.
Finally, we launch our Patreon for this.
How did Tim and James become millionaires? Well, it started with a beep. Now, look, we know a lot of people. Obviously, a lot of people have seen you at gigs, seen you support, and so on and so forth. Seen you at the pod.
James, I should say the bit that wants to sell myself is, but if you need an MC, I can be in London within 54 minutes.
No, Dane, don't worry. That is where we're going with that. That is, don't worry. Do not worry about that,
my friend. Any men looking for a husband, I can be in London in 54 minutes.
Now, but to anyone that hasn't seen you live and would like to, a lot of our listeners do go to Edinburgh. What would they expect from Darling?
They expect a show about the women who raised me, like a mixed race man from a council estate, half Irish, half Indian, gay, and fabulous iconic women like an Irish mammy, an Indian nanny, my sisters, They'd expect all of that: sass, charm, camp, an ode to butter, and a lot about my enemy, my nemesis, the local parish priest. So that encapsulates it, I'd say.
I'll tell you what, if he promises to reveal his age in the show, he's going to sell out the O2. When we finish this pod, Tim and I will be like, no, seriously, what moisturiser do you... but you know what, you've got a thick head of hair as well. I think that plays a big part.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's my doorbell. Okay, that's a parcel. I'm gay, guys. One sec.
That's an alarm telling him to apply his hourly moisturiser.
They make you pose for a picture now. I don't know. It's like
that. So what... Before we get to the formatty bit, what happened? Just talk us through that first gig, because it's one thing. Kitchen table funny. What a brilliant line that is. But it is one thing. It's one thing to be kitchen table funny, but to then actually get on the stage, the country's flush with kitchen table funny people, but they don't actually do the gig. So what happened?
Well, I think I learned very quickly on that course that my jokes were really long. Like, one of my jokes now that is 10 seconds long, I say, I wear these bangles from my Asian heritage. The sound they make when they move remind me of my Indian nan. I wish I thought that through, because that's my wanking hand. That's one of my jokes, right? Yeah. The first version of that was like a minute-long explanation explaining everything. So I had to boil it down and cut. But I'd rather have too much than too little. But also, it is an ode to my heritage. Like, I just grew up with... I mean, Irish people are amazing anyway, storytellers, but my mum is just... I have to edit down. She's so funny and quick, and she wouldn't even know that she's being that. It's just how she comes back. Same with my Indian nan, and they were my icons, and my aunties all around me. I got like 9 Irish aunts, just all the impressions I would do.
Yeah.
And then linking that in through a narrative, because for a while, my master's was in writing, and I wanted to be a writer, and I was like, I can park that and do that when I'm older. Comedy needs my personality now, but I use a narrative. So my set, even where I'm from, where my people are from, school, then job, then dating, then my socials, and then how I say goodbye in my different languages. Like, there's a whole narrative arc, I think. And I think, like, there are loads of... I don't think... There is one comedian who's Irish and Indian, and whenever Peter Rathnasamy, whenever I see him, I say, are you still happy with your wife? You stay straight. If I hear you're gay, you'll be in trouble. It is quite a unique thing as well, because... especially with Irishness and Indianness and being gay. So I was just so happy to kind of like tell my story, who I am, which I thought was normal. And then once I started talking to people, they were like, no, it's not normal to fly on your own to Ireland at 7, to have a war with the priest, to do all these things, to grow up singing Gaelic ballads, and then to work in social work and working with like young gang offenders and older people's services at the Irish Centre. I managed the day centre for 8 years there for 200 Irish elders in Camden, and it was the making of me. And I had to leave there because I thought, if I don't leave, I will never do comedy, because I love it so much. They were my tribe. And they used to say to me, you have to go and try your hand at comedy. You have to leave us, go and try. And so then I did, so it's such a good, it feels like the right time to do it. But also just, there are people that champion you, and I did the competitions, and there are such lovely people that lift you up, and I'm with Curb, who are so gorgeous, and I've just been, it's like people, I always say I've been really lucky, and you get a lot of people saying, it's not just luck, it's talent, it's what you do. I'm like, yeah, but it's also luck, like, right? Because it's also like luck of the gods and the opportunities that come your way, and someone saw you on this day and that day. And also just because of Catholic guilt in me, if I can't say, if I say it's talent and hard work, I'm like, no, the gods will punish me for saying that. There's an Irish mammy in the back of my head saying, well, aren't you very full of yourself? Talent, gosh.
So what, the sitcom, I know it's further down the line than one might think, though. Am I right there?
Well, it's Val Verisottis Limited. They've got the rights to me writing a pilot, so that's what I'm working on at the moment. I mean, who knows? TV is such a hard landscape, but that's even how I take something. Like, no matter what, this script has paid for my car, and if nothing else comes of it, I've managed to write gorgeous stories about running a day centre for the elderly, and it paid for my car. That's how you have to look at things nowadays, because TV is really risky these days. The money's dried up, and who knows what will happen. However, I'm also saying that so the gods don't punish me for being cocky.
That is a good thing. That is a great jumping off point for a show, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, like they were gorgeous. I mean, I remember them trying to set me up with lads. Jan, I voted for you in the gay referendum. I was like, I'm not a politician. It's a gay vote. It's not me. Do you know? They were all. The humour was gorgeous, you know. I brought them to Gay Pride, which was nice. One of them grabbed the mic from Ian McKellen and said, "What do we want, gay rights? When do we want it? After the bingo?" Like, it's two worlds that you don't see together. And also, like, that generation is so funny. They've seen everything. They don't care. They've seen everything, and I love them so much. And their stories are so beautiful. And I don't know how long we'll have day centres for. So that world where we have these people, you know, that can talk about their life experience, but also, you know, want to play indoor bowls and have like choke hazard food. Do you know what I mean? It's such a unique world.
Is it Dane Buckles in the lead role then?
Yeah. Good luck finding another Irish Indian gay man with a background in social work.
Good for you. Is there any fan casting for the elderly?
What do you want to play, James?
Well, I've just forwarded my resume.
Ethel 4, played by James Gill.
Ethel 4. It's the part I was born to play. No, but are you like Dench? Dench would be bang on for.
Oh, well, Becky Smith would have been gorgeous, but she's left us now. I think Frances de la Tour, I think, would be lovely.
My God.
Miriam Margolyes. Oh, there's just.
This is what I was getting at. De la Tour, Margolyes.
Yeah, gorgeous. And just, I'll have to have, there was a woman called Lily Law in the day centre. Do you know what Polari is? It's like a secret gay language that they had back in the day. Polari.
Oh,
Yeah. And Lily Law is Polari for the police. So I always loved her. And she was proper old school. And she, absolute true story, she come into my office and said, "Dane, could you be a character witness for me?" I said, "Why?" She went, "I'm in trouble with the police." I said, "What happened?" She went, "A man broke into my house and I hit him with my ashtray and I'm getting done." This 84-year-old woman was getting done because she knocked out a burglar. And I was like...
Outstanding.
So I think Frances de la Tour playing that. Mwah.
De la Tour.
Miriam Margolyes playing Dane Buckley. Mwah.
So what, in a dream world, Channel 4?
No, I think BBC.
BBC 2? BBC 1?
Oh yeah, let's go Dream. BBC One, but then brought out to HBO in America.
I was going to say, because if you're talking De La Tour and Margolyes, we're talking BBC One, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. It's called Coffin Dodgers.
Coffin Dodgers.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's so good.
And like, so my plan is my first show is Darling, and my second show will be Coffin Dodgers, and I'll write a book alongside that, and hopefully have a sitcom with that. And if that doesn't work out, that's fine. But that will still be the second show because that's a story I have to tell. There's so much material there, which is why Darling won't have stuff around social work because I've just got too much to say. That's about my upbringing and my heritage. That's Chatham. Hear the birds singing in Chatham there. That's a siren. That's nice. Youngest grandmother in the UK is from Chatham, I'll tell you that.
By the way, Timo, Dane's plans for the future. Every time he walks into off the curb, they must form a guard of honour for him because there's so many comedians out there. When agents go, "What do you want to do?" and they go, "I don't know." Whereas you're going, right, show 1 this, show 2
yeah,
this.
I've got my first 3 shows planned.
What's your third show?
It's called Dead in Gay Years. It's just about being older and
Dead in
dating.
Gay Years. These are good titles. They really are.
And
good
the poster
titles.
will be me in a club as a zombie, like an arm falling off. Do you know what I mean? So, copyright that. No gay comedians take that title.
Show 3 plans already, Tim.
And then a country album.
Yeah. Outstanding. Well, I mean, look, I appreciate you've got to make the most of it, given that you are 83 years. Just teasing the listener that we'll never reveal. Dane, you're curating your dream gig. Do you have any pre-gig rituals?
Well, I certainly do. I do because I finish with a funny Irish ballad, and so I often do like voice warm ups and sirening and kind of. I do some of those, and then I do this is a bit woo woo. I do a rainbow shielding technique where I kind of do like a quick 10-minute ancestor connection rainbow work. My mother's a hippie, okay, so I do that, and I love the idea of this dream gig is like facilitating that. Who will we get in? Well, Kate Bush is on the piano, maybe helping us do our vocal, and I can have people that have left this world, right?
Oh, Mike Wozniak did exclusively Dead.
Right, well, someone like Boudica coming in to help with the dream shielding. I'd love that. Chat, we might braid each other's hair.
Now, hang on. With this, you're talking about your mum and her beliefs and so on, and how that's impacted you. Am I right in? And I'm saying this as someone who's into this sort of thing. I've got my sheets in front of me of goal setting and manifesting and all that. Have you manifested stuff that's happened comedically? You know, achievements and so on.
Not so much. Like I hear what you're saying. You're white.
Unbelievable. If, by the way, if you've ever listened and you don't know what I look like, I'm actually Jamaican. So this is, is that okay? Not sure. Sort of committed to it now.
I think one up on the woo woo. So like lucid dreaming and shamanism and dream journeying to meet spirit guides. We're talking that level.
Oh, so hang on. So I'm here. That's right. So if my manifesting and goal setting is here, right?
Yeah.
So the listener, I've got my hand sort of like at my chin level.
Yeah.
What you're doing in terms of that,
yeah,
woo woo, well-being, wellness, call it whatever you like. You're like, and then my right hand is extended, and I'm trying to reach for the ceiling.
Mine has a drum and sage in it. It's the next. Yeah.
I used to work at a wellness magazine. I was at Balance magazine, and I got sent to do all sorts of stuff. There was one that was some sort of like egg cleanse thing, and they would put a hole in an egg, and then they would. I mean, it was some sort of South American.
Oh, they do egg cleansing stuff, don't they? They do.
It was an egg cleansing thing, and then what they would do is they would show when they emptied the egg, you could actually see that my energy, what it had done to the yolk and stuff.
Oh wow! Gosh.
Yeah, I must dig that piece out. But what I'm saying is, with this sort of stuff, please know that you are singing to the choir when we're talking about these.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about these things, you couldn't have a better audience. I want you to know that.
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Well, yeah, maybe we'll do some dream workshops led by Boudica. I'd love that. We might, do do. We won't get into the topic of the Romans. She'd still be bitter about that, I imagine. Kate Bush on the pianoforte. Maybe Nigella doing some snacks beforehand. Maybe get her in to do a couple of snacks. And I feel like. Yeah, bring back my nan from. I think she's in heaven. She was quite a staunch Tory. She might not be in heaven. She might be down the other place. But bring her back anyway. Not in the same room as my mum, ideally. And maybe my nan's helping with stuff as well. Just like family, Irish kitchen communal all together,
This a great answer for pre-gig ritual. I mean, all the rituals are happening. Who would MC the gig?
Well, did anyone ever say themselves?
Yeah.
People said themselves.
People have put themselves, yeah.
Because part of me is like, I don't want to miss out on this night. But I also love the energy of like when you watch Joni Mitchell tribute, she's just on the balcony loving everything. I also love that. The camera might pan to me and I'm like, oh, this is so fun. I do it better, my song, but this is so fun. So if I have to
yourself MC.
Okay, because if it wasn't me, it was going to be Kenneth Williams.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, can we have Kenneth Williams?
Yeah, let's have Kenneth Williams. And I love that man. I've read his diaries. I've watched Martin Sheen played him in a film called Fantabulosa, which was great. And also Round the Horn. I used to love when I first discovered all that culture. I loved it. And there's a bit in his diary where he talks about he was an army entertainer for a while, and he come out with the troops singing a song, being like, "We're boys of the army," and the general said, "Boys, you're men, be masculine," and they went back in and started again, and he come out and went, "We're men of the army." I just love how honest he is and how real and how a particular generation of camp gay man can just hold a room. I love that power, and so yeah, I'd love him to be the MC.
Great pick. Who would open the gig?
I think people were surprised that I'm such a big fan. I mean, they shouldn't be. He's such a great comedian, but he just reminded me of some of the men I grew up with, and that's Mickey Flanagan. I love him so much, and like the men that used to be on the Council State, that kind of humor, I used to always love, and I see it in him. And I think he'd be a great opener. He's a lovely lad. I've met him, and he's really nice as well. So yeah, I think I'd like Mickey Flanagan. That's my opener.
When you met him, did you convey this to him, or did you play cards closer to chest?
We were doing the boat show, and that day the boat was like that.
Oh.
We weren't, and I'm a good traveller. The water was really bad. Do you know the boat show? Have you ever done it?
Oh yes.
It's so mad that can affect a gig.
Yeah, and it's not normally bad because it's stationary in the boat, but this day it wasn't. And I'm a fairly good traveller, but I don't think anyone else in the green room was, and so it wasn't a talking thing. It was like, "Hi, how are you?"
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
so, so yeah. I did briefly tell him I was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan. I really love your stuff," and he was lovely. But we were then just concentrating on not throwing up on the audience.
Great choice. Who middles?
Okay, my favourite stand-up growing up. Watched all of her DVDs. Loved her. Caveat to this, I'm talking about old her before she went to Mordor and took the One Ring. Ellen DeGeneres. Love her back then.
What about? I mean, let's talk about that first Carson appearance.
Oh God! Oh, phone call to God.
Christ.
Oh my God.
I mean, even if you're, to any listener who, because some people will have quite robust opinions on her.
Of course.
But objectively speaking, that as debuts go on that iconic show, I mean, it's extraordinary. I mean, the thing is, Timo, let's say it, I would love her to play Always Be Comedy.
Yeah.
She lives in Reading or something now, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's not out of the question.
She is significant. She's so important.
She is. She's a huge figure in the history of American
also
stand-up.
very funny. And
also her stand-up DVDs, the ones pre being a presenter, Be Here Now, I think it is, how physical she is, how funny she is. She does a sketch that me and my sister just used to be in the room laughing every week watching the same thing. The one about how embarrassment takes over pain when you hurt yourself. And she's like, I lost an eye! And she does this whole thing for so long. It's so funny and she builds up. And it's so gorgeous. And I feel sad that people might not see that stuff because of what went on to happen and how her career changed. And we don't know what's true and what's not, although there's a lot of pointers to say that there is probably some truth there. Either way, she used to make really, really good stand-ups, in the same way that Madonna never used to rap on albums. And that was great. Wasn't that great when she loved techno and she didn't rap? We all loved that. And that's how in my head, I see them in that period. And so as this is curating a dream gig, it's that safe bubble of Ellen then, when she had the sitcom, all of that.
What happened with Ellen? Because we've all watched the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I know I have. I've sort of got a degree in Ellen, right? I've devoured everything that I can devour. And we're all in agreement that as a stand-up, just... phenomenal. Had the world by the tail. And then does someone get too powerful, too famous?
I think in America, once you get a show like that, I mean, we've all heard the Corden stories. I mean, I think once you get a show like that, and you get that power and you're surrounded by yes people, I think the ego must step into the room. No one challenges you. Do you know? I think that's hard to relate as stand-ups generally because you have a lot of people that will bring you back down. One gig that's bad and you're brought flying back down to the earth. So, but I think it must be that, and I don't know what makes someone not check in with themselves. I guess if you're surrounded by yes people over time, look at me pushing out the blame to others because I don't accept it's her.
No, but if she'd, this is true of everyone, I suppose. If you carry on doing the gigs, and Tim and I, of course, would say this, we've got a vested interest, but that does keep you. It does keep you grounded and humble. I mean, like last night, Tim, I had another person come up to me. I'll have a pint of Moretti, and obviously there's nothing that can keep me more grounded than that. And if you are on a TV show, and I'm not blaming other people, sometimes you need someone to say, "Oh, you've been a bit of a twat there."
Exactly. Yeah. Did you watch the great show Hacks?
Yeah.
So there's a bit like where she literally she's presenting the show and she has a moment. I wonder if they based it on Ellen, actually. She has a moment where she goes back to comedy to experience that. She goes back to doing stand-up and she's brought straight back down and has to reset.
That Gene Smart performance, I mean, that's one of the best sitcom performances I've ever seen.
Because also the stand-up is funny. How many times do you watch something? Like, I loved Mrs. Maisel, but the stand-up wasn't funny to me.
Oh, my mate, the stand-up on that show. Mrs. Maisel had all this hype. So I was like, oh, God, this is going to be my new favourite show. And then it was like, I'm going to say something mildly crazy. And the crowd would be like, oh! And you're like, oh, God, guys, come on.
Yeah, as we're Hacks, like, it's funny. Like, the stuff she does is funny. When she gets booked for the gay cruise and she hasn't read the small print and it's a lesbian cruise.
So good. And you believe her as a stand-up.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely not. I've watched interviews with her. She's an actor, isn't she?
Yeah.
Which I find hard to. I couldn't believe it. It's such a great performance. Yeah. Now let's as a positive chap. I feel like we must say something positive to end with Ellen. Surely, if she comes back all in on stand-up, back to the clubs, surely we can get. Can we not get some sort of peak Ellen back?
Well, she's been really open and honest about things, and I like that she
has. She
hasn't she started to say some of it was her? No.
Well, there's that bit on that special where she says
special's amazing.
The bit on the special where she goes, "Yeah, well, I'm this and I'm that. People say I'm this and I'm that. I'm a woman," and she gets a standing ovation. You know that bit. And I said to Tim, I was like, "Oh, is that like AI or is that?" And he's like, "No, that is from the special." I'm like, "No, that is not from the special. That is a joke. No, that actually happened."
I love when she was being interviewed by Wanda Sykes and she was like showing Wanda Sykes her tour. And Wanda Sykes said, "Is that your tour? That's a weekend to me. Girl, you got to work more."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, listen, I love that you can also celebrate an earlier form of things. I went to school with the Irish Sugar Babes, Siobhan, and I'm here to say I will always celebrate the early Sugar Babes. I don't acknowledge the later. Don't even. Some of them were in the band for a week. I will always hold to the original, and that's fine. I can do that.
You can do that. I'll hold my hands up. I like the Heidi Range disco era of the Sugar Babes. I know that's not a cool thing to say, but Push the Button and Round. Oh my God.
They are great songs, but I always will obviously want the ethereal kind of Irish one in the band, you know?
What was that phrase? Did you use that phrase the other day? The Indie Kid's Choice. And I know that the Indie Kid choice is OG Sugar Babes, and I know that what I'm saying is naff, but
yeah.
Heidi, if you're listening, Round and Push the Button are two...
Hi Heidi, how is Southend Pier? How you doing, girl?
Two perfect pop songs. Right, that was love the Ellen chat.
Okay.
Tim, we need to maybe manifest Ellen.
Oh my God.
Since we had Judd Apatow, I think that anything is possible. Ellen, you're always welcome, always be comedy.
I'll MC for free if we've got Ellen.
Yeah.
And in the right lighting, I've been confused for a butch lesbian. So,
listen, whatever happens, Dane, just remember that Tim and I both thought you were 27. Just please.
Yeah. Club 27. Great.
No, we didn't know. Stop it with the plump. 27.
No, I said Club 27.
I thought you said plump 27.
Well, that says more about you, James. Oh, leave that in, Tim.
8 minutes past 12 on the 6th of March is the time I announced my retirement from comedy. And indeed, I now live in the woods. You'll never be able to find me. I'm living with Ellen. I'm living with Ellen and Portia in Reading.
I also should say I think they might have moved back to America. I think I heard a rumor that they're a bit bored of Reading.
That's right.
How can you be bored of Reading?
Because we're really invested in this, Ellen, aren't we?
That gig was happening in my head.
Wasn't Portia from Ally McBeal? She did that, didn't she? She was an actress.
She was. Oh, and Arrested Development.
I know her from Arrested Development, yeah.
I will say, I was recently recommending Ellen's sitcom to Sophie Hagen because she hadn't seen it. The sitcom was like the precursor to Will and Grace. It's so good. Do you remember it, James?
I do remember it.
I loved it so much. And then she actually came back and did a cameo in Will and Grace as a nun, speaking about how she paved the way. So kind of ironic. But it was really, I love it. I need to rewatch it again. Set in a bookshop, it was.
Oh, wait, I'll tell you what. She had such charisma. I mean, I'm sure she still has charisma. But on that sitcom, I mean, it's not a hot take, is it? Oh, Telling's really good in Ellen. But she did. But, I mean, she's always had that irresistible star quality, you know.
Yeah, I recommend anyone listening, go and watch Telephone to God. That was her first introduction to the world that she did. Which show was it on, James?
Carson, The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Yeah, it's just taking a concept and making it funny and what that would look like.
There's an innocence there. There is a real innocence to her, and it's a real winning persona. Right, who closes this juggernaut?
My biggest, outside my family, my biggest comedy influence, because, you know, you have these conversations and people are like, I love that bit in that DVD special at 1600 hours. And I'm like, no, outside the box, French and Saunders. I grew up with them so much. They mean the world to me. And I would have, yeah, I would book them on stage. Like, I've seen them live loads of times, but all of their TV shows growing up was such a big influence. Physically as well, their physical, like Dawn French's physical humor is so funny, and what they do together, yeah, that would be my dream. And actually, me and Dan joke that he's Jennifer Saunders and I'm Dawn French, and it's not unwrong,
Not unwrong.
That's
not
a
wrong.
great thing. I mean, that's a lovely comparison.
Yeah.
Who have you met either of them?
No, I haven't. No, I can't wait for that though. Have you?
Warmed up. Yeah, I've met Jennifer Saunders. So I warmed up some episodes of something about movies, but then I warmed up her pilot she made with Harry Hill, and then when I've seen her since, we've brought up this pilot because it was one of those. It was one of those pilots where, as it's being made, you're like, "Oh, this is definitely going to get commissioned," and it didn't, and you're like, "What are you looking for if you're not going for a sitcom with Harry Hill and Jennifer Saunders?"
Yeah, God.
It was. If anyone was in the crowd that night, it was magical. But
I can imagine.
I warmed up some. Sorry, go on.
Not that you have to pick one, but I'm like, I love the both, and I love the union together. But then I didn't go down the Ab Fab route. I went down more the Vicar Dibley route myself. But I just think the two of them on stage so so funny, and that era will never. I mean, sketch shows won't come back in that way, I don't think. But just they paved the way.
Magical. They are magical.
And the budgets were insane.
The budgets.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Mate, when they're reenacting, say, whatever happened to Baby Jane. I mean, it's just the budgets they were spending on those reenactments.
Oh,
they
my
were
God.
phenomenal. You'd make a whole series on those budgets.
Yeah.
I quote them all the time. I love that bit in Baby Jane parody when she's talking about all the food she wants from the shop.
I mean, the Silence of the Lambs parody.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
I mean, that set is Jonathan Demme would be like, "Well, you nailed it,"
Yeah, exactly. The Kill Bill, Titanic, The Lord of the Rings, all of them. Thelma and Louise. But yeah.
Whoever their makeup teams were, because they genuinely had a look of who they were playing, didn't they?
Oh yeah, the big older men. Them lads.
Oh, they were great. Like they'd do that against the telly at Sue Lawley and stuff.
yeah.
Brilliant. Great pick. Now then, has anything happened at a gig that you would somehow love to reenact at this gig?
Yeah, last night it happened, right?
Amazing.
So first time opening for Michael McIntyre, and I'm doing a bit about how I think I killed a priest. And the lights are down, but then suddenly a light lights up, illuminates like 30 people in a big circle, and starts flashing red, green, white. It's really, really massive, though. It's distracting, so we can't just not look at that. So I go over there and be like, "Oh my God, we're having contact from the other side. It's him. Flash twice if it's you, Father." And it flashed twice really brightly and went down, and everyone loved it and went wild. And then I was doing bits. I was like, "Give us lottery numbers. We got a 7, and it was flashing a few times. We got a 4." And then the people that were illuminated underneath, they were like loving the attention. I said, "Oh my God, this is like the Coldplay concert. Are you two having an affair? Oh my God." And I was doing these bits one after the other. Unbeknownst to me, the tech at the back weren't changing it because they had decided it must be part of my set because it was working so well. It was so in time that at the bit where I talked about this dead priest spirit, that the lights did this. So they weren't fixing it, and I could see the silhouette of my agent running to the back to try and fix everything. And then it kind of phased out, but was blinking a lot. And I thought, I have to lean into it because I've got to bring Michael on. And then I finish my set, I bring Michael on. At that point, they decide to come with a ladder and change the light bulb as Michael's on stage. And he does an amazing whole section about, "No, great, that's perfect. No, I love a light bulb. No, bring that ladder. Let's really lean into my comedy. Change that light bulb. No, because this is exactly what I wanted. That's why I had the warm-up, so that we could do this." And I just wish it had been recorded. It wasn't, of course. But so I think for this dream gig, let's bring in a message from the other side. Let's.
That is
Incredible.
May I just say that we have 2 stock answers up our sleeve, because when some guests are like, "Oh, what sort of thing do you mean?" or they've mistaken the answer, and that sometimes they'll say, "Oh, I like it when the show starts on time," and we're like, "Yeah, that's not sort of the thing that we're after." And so we've got 2 stock answers. that answer is so good that we now have 3 stock answers because that was.
I thought you were going to say we have 2 stock answers. That's one of them. What coincidence?
Yeah. That was. That's elite. Perfect.
You're back there tonight. To be pulling wires out the ceiling again.
Yeah. And setting up a camera.
Crucially. Yeah.
Has there been an incident that must not happen at this gig?
Let's have a think. One of my worst gigs, but it's so bad it's good. Like, I can't wait for my memoir about it. Do you know what I mean? I played Bromley Workingmen's Club. I arrived. Lots of hilarious posters on the wall. It was very kind of National Front vibes. The audience was me, an MC, completely deluded, like playing really loud Madonna remixes. For you, Dane, the audience then, a man, his catheter bag on a pole, and his Yorkshire Terrier. That was all the audience was.
Oh my gosh.
Blaring a Madonna 80s remix because the MC wanted that for me. And I was like, it wasn't my show. This was a mixed bill, but none of the other comedians were there. I started to perform. He got up halfway through and shuffled off. His bag wasn't attached to him. So he went away. And for a while, I was watched by the dog and the catheter bag. He come back into the room with a pint, but the lead of the catheter bag was still on him as he walked. Like this little drop of wee and the lead come back into the room. He sat down, plugged himself back into the bag, and said, "I don't bring it with me because it's full." And I was in the middle of doing a bit about my nan. I was like, no, yeah, I understand. I think you're meant to like empty them, but that's fine. I finished my gig and then helped him empty the bag afterwards because like grew up like in like nursing homes as well, doing like colostomy bags and catheter bags and stuff like that.
Your 2 worlds collide.
That's my two audiences, and I thought, gosh, now when I go to a gig and they're like, it's really rough, there's a stag doing that I really love, I'm like, darling, nothing will be Bromley Workingmen's Club. So that's, I think I would say, ideally, the audience wouldn't be one man, a catheter bag, and a dog. But if they were, I'm ready.
Superb. Now, final question: how do you unwind after a gig?
I drive with my gigs mainly, obviously, and unless they're in London. So I go home. My sister lives in Oz, my mum lives in Koh Samui Island, and my best mate lives in America. So time zones, that's really good. I do a lot of phone calls on the way home. I have a natter. I sometimes write on voice notes. I didn't say I was a good driver. And then I'll come home, I have a bath, watch a film, and have a cup of tea. That's the non-rock and roll answer. The rock and roll answer, especially if I'm traveling, is I might meet someone from the Christian app Grindr and do some community outreach work. So yeah. So maybe we could have Tom Hardy at this event, maybe giving out canapes, and I'll sit on his knee and he can tell me stories. He can give me a back rub on my front.
Superb. Tim,
great gig. I'm really excited for this gig.
Throw some sand on Dane. He's on fire.
My goodness.
That was great. Thank you so much, Dane. Just perfect.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for your gig. Your gig is gorgeous.
Huge thanks to Dane Buckley. Timo, I've got my favourite Dane Buckley memory. What's yours?
Okay. Well, I don't know. I could give my honest answer, which is
Hang on. Does that suggest that normally you're lying?
No, it's just a bit too personal, probably, this one.
Oh, no! God!
Yeah. But
I went in for a bit of badinage and I really ended up with egg on my face.
This may be too personal, but in August last year, I had a slightly tricky time, and I ran into Dane a couple of times during that month, and he was incredibly helpful and useful, such as his past. He's very good at all that stuff. It's gonna be that, and I know that is a bit much for this podcast, but I just thought he was phenomenal in that regard.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
God, I really deserved that. Mine's the very first time I saw him. When you see an act you've never seen before crush a gig, and they said crush a grape. That's one for the Stu Francis Massive. It would have to be that. Because it's not... When you run a gig, when you see a new act have a great gig, you think, oh, this is just... It's just great for comedy in general, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I think he's done the gig. If you ask me, I'd say he's done the gig 3 times now. And genuinely, not joking, it does get better every time. He's really just like coming into his own so much at the moment. He is brilliant.
The fact that... I mean, I'm sort of quoting him here. The fact that he's come into it a little later means that he's got a great perspective as well. So he's hungry.
Yes.
He's got this great, almost Zen-like approach to comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I suppose if you've done what he's done work-wise, all of this is, I mean, gravy, isn't it?
Yeah. A walk in the park. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. His age comes up a few times in this episode, which we, of course, bleep out.
Oh, we should have. I forgot to mention it in the intro. Of course, we're going to mention it, guys. Yeah, sorry. Well remembered. The age thing, listener. We really hope that you're going. Oh, guys, please tell us. By the way, I told Emily his age.
Yeah.
Along with a few photos, and she was like, because Emily does enjoy being a bit of a contrarian, and so for her, so even her to be going, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. I rewatched it yesterday, and there is genuine shock in my face. It's quite mad.
I love it. In fact, yeah, Tim, God, once again, great work. It's a reminder, if you'd like to watch it, we're also on YouTube.
Also on YouTube. Yeah, so subscribe to our YouTube channel. It would be lovely to see you on there.
This is the optimist in me. Next up, 1,000, Tim, on YouTube.
Hi. It's a doable goal.
Sorry, by the way, you could say that about any number. Next up, 10 billion.
Yeah.
No, it's a doable goal. And then since we've given the YouTube a bit more of a push, it's gone up by several hundred.
Oh, God. Thank you very much for the listeners. That's fantastic.
I think it's in the 600s now. I know it's not Mr. Beast, but we are relatively new to
Absolutely.
YouTube. So I think that's pretty good. In fact, right, we're on 627. Guys, do us a favour. The handle is at Always Be Comedy and then the number 1. I think years ago I've claimed the OG Always Be Comedy, and I can't find the login. 627 subscribers. You'll find the ABC logo. It's a lovely masthead with Acaster bridges and more. And Tim just in general is doing a great job. Tim, what is the most popular video we've ever put up?
Okay. Well, it's between two. I'm going to say... Ooh. I'm going to say it's Acaster.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
James Acaster, 12,000. The podcast live from the Tommyfield. I mean, it is really good. It's when we re-put out the original Stuart Lee episode. You put it out 5 months ago, and it's on 14,000.
Oh, wow.
But I'll tell you what, though, the bronze medal, it's only been out 3 weeks, is the new episode with Stuart Lee, 11,000.
Oh, wow. That's
pretty
properly
good.
Nipping at the heels. Wow.
That is great use of nipping at the heels. I've not heard that for a while. Brilliant. Yeah, right, shorts. This isn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Most popular short.
Is that for me to guess?
Yeah.
Is it something with Harry Hill?
It's not.
Oh, who is it? What is it?
It's John Kearns on How We Speak to Old People.
Man, that is one heck of a... I love that clip. Half those views will be me. I really love that one.
Classic Kearns. There's Ed Gamble's Robert De Niro story. So it's turned into an advertorial, hasn't it, for the YouTube? Ed Gamble's Robert De Niro story, 11,000.
Ooh, lovely. Very nice.
Acaster. What is he talking about there? It's just because it's cut off. Being spotted by a peer in Ghostbusters. Sorry, when I said, what is he talking about? I wasn't like, what the bloody hell's he going on about? 5.4 thousand. And then, bloody muggins. An audience member tries to join in and immediately regrets it. 4.8 thousand.
I remember that. Yeah.
I'm gonna somewhat egotistically rewatch that. Right, we'll see you at a show soon. Thank you very much, as always. You're the best. Gosh darn it. And we'll see you soon. Bye 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 bye.